everybody, and welcome back to the Back Nine coverage of Round 3 of the 2021 Music City Open, presented by Dynamic Discs. I'm Brian Earhart, joined here by Nathan Queen, and Millridge has been showing its teeth to some of the players on this card. Kind of an interesting tournament course we've been looking at.
Yeah, lots of decisions to make, some gaps to hit, and definitely some OB to avoid. We've seen both sides of it so far. Garrett keeping it clean, 4 under par. All the other players got some bogeys. We still have a couple other under par, but Corey definitely looking to turn his round around.
And as you see, the man to catch up to is Mason Ford, still 21 under par total. He's 4 down for the round. Lots more disc golf left to play, folks. Hole number 10, 243. And we got the Flight Factory drone fly-through. Shout-outs to Flight Factory for helping us with this drone coverage all season. Interesting little dogleg right.
Yeah, you've got this structure built here. You see the MCDG up top. That is not a triple Mando. There's not another great way to get there, but that's, you know, just a little structure built there. Garrett throws a pretty good shot. May have a tricky putt. Kind of rolled into the rough a little bit.
I've seen players go with like a tight sidearm that skips a little bit. I've seen the backhand. It's hard to throw a low turnover. You kind of have to go with something with a little bit more stability. And Alden and Double G both throw decent shots on this one.
Yeah, that's a very touchy shot to not have too much spin. It's pretty short to throw that line.
And Dustin does the same with the forehand. Corey is going with a putter here. Let's see if he can get the low ceiling shot to still penetrate and turn. Ooh, actually, that is really good. Oh, just off the front tray.
Dude, it hit off the branch and kicked nose up and then hit the front of the kick. Yeah,
he had to throw that in the top right corner underneath that little triple Mando bar. It's not actually a triple Mando, but...
Yeah, and he gets a pretty unfortunate roll after he catches the cage there, but able to connect. Gets his first birdie of the round. Great way to start his back nine.
It's always nice to have a shot like that to kind of kick your momentum back.
Yeah, and you saw him in good spirits afterwards, too. So Garrett did roll into the woods, but it looks like he found a little pocket pretty clean out of there, able to connect on his birdie. Checking out whose 12-footer is closer. Looking like we're going to have a pretty good star frame here. Or a pretty expected star frame here, I should say.
Yeah, hole 10. Second easiest hole in the course. 2.48 average. A lot of sub 300-foot holes here. And Alden cleans up his birdie as well. That's going to be a star frame. And we move on to number 11.
Yeah, this brings us to another one of those strange little tight gaps off of the tee pad. That tree in the middle just kind of gets on your nerves, honestly. But once you get past that tree and move to the right just a little bit.
Garrett is saying, screw all of these trees. Look at this line, Nathan.
What?
Oh, it's hydrating out. Jeez.
He's...
Where is that
so he
in relation to anything?
100 foot short of the basket, maybe over on the left side there. What? That's an absolute mash of a shot.
You wonder where he's going to be.
It looks like Alden's looking up that way as well. I guess that tree that I was talking about that just gets on your nerves, that's got on theirs enough, they want nothing to do with it.
And I think Alden threw a decent shot.
Yeah, I didn't quite tell where that ended up.
Dustin's doing the same thing.
This is the play. I'm pretty Yeah, this is blowing my mind a little bit.
It's just, yeah, when you look at a hole and you see that an initial tree could kick you to a spot that gives you a 5 or 6, you'd rather just avoid it altogether. And Corey's going for it as well. He threw that straight up in the air.
Watch for the basket. That's for the basket. That's that course.
Okay. Yeah, now we're in the...
This hole is broken.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see if they can get up and down from here.
All right, here we go.
All 4 players throwing sideways. And a big hyzer from Dustin. We'll see where that puts him.
As much as I've seen these players hit gaps, I just still don't, like, none of them seem to be... Oh, well, now Alden was in a great spot. Never mind.
Oh, yeah. There he is. There's the basket. Huh.
Corey right on the edge of the rough, able to work something as well.
What a shot.
He's going to be parked for his second birdie.
And we finally get to Garrett's shot.
I'm not sure he's going to have much from in there, though.
I want to see where he is in relation to the basket.
Yeah, I think he just threw out backwards. I'm pretty sure he just pitched out backwards there to get out of the woods, and now he's just going to pitch a hyzer out.
I guess throwing sideways is the way to go here.
We've got 2 birdie looks and 2 par looks, so either way, it's not a wrong way to go, I suppose.
It's always interesting when all 4 players take a line like that. We saw a lot of that at the Portland Open where all 4 players were throwing, roller off the tee. Makes you wonder if the designer had thought of it or wanted, players to try that shot.
I would guess that it's a no on this hole.
Yeah.
I don't think the tee pad's pretty close to that gap. There's not much room to throw a normal angle over top of those trees.
Yeah, Corey is going to get a fantastic birdie.
I don't really know how to feel about what I just watched. Yeah.
Women are being featured in the magazine.
The women are out there, the pro women, so then it kind of motivates a lot of us amateurs to go out there and not be afraid.
I would love to see more tournaments like this in the future for women's disc golf.
I want to see more women filling spots in a tournament than men. That'd be something to brag about.
Disc golf's legit and we're here to stay and we're gonna make names for ourselves.
Say yes to disc golf!
Hole number 12, 360 feet, dead straight shot. Kind of an early gap you have to hit initially. It's kind of a long hyzer flip, and this is in that distance where players get their driver, mid-range, putter.
I don't know. I think we might see 4 big anhyzers over the left top right side.
Well, luckily we did not. Corey, I don't know if he meant to go right side or just kind of pulled it, but he's going to be a bit short. Garrett looking like he's going mid-range. And he sneaks through that right side. And he's going to have a putt for birdie.
This does seem to be a bit of a short 360 here.
Yeah. Ooh, and Alden throwing just steep hyzer. Let's actually take a quick look at Alden's throw. I really love this smooth, snappy style of throwing. He's such a good hyzer flip thrower. You see how his elbow is just off his body. He is a really interesting finesse player to watch with plenty of power.
Yeah, it's very smooth. He had not a lot of hyzer there, but just enough to get it around those trees. And a very smooth follow through.
And Dustin putting one to a decent spot. Actually, Dustin's maybe a little shorter than I expected. About edge of circle 2.
Just not quite enough air. Garrett's going to be in circle 2, straddling around a bit of a corner.
There's that stepper he's working on.
Yeah, and you can see the flags in the background had some headwind, just kind of held that disc up. He had a lot of angle on it, and it grabbed that flight plate on the bottom.
Another smoothie in the basket.
Yeah, good birdie from Alden. We'll put him 4 down for the round.
Just another rough putt there for Garrett.
Yeah, not necessarily a good putt, but it went in and then came back out again.
And just like that, we move on to hole number 13.
Yeah, another par 3 here, 277 feet with that guarded green. Pretty straight shot. Just keep it high enough to miss these rocks so you don't get too much action and bounce back into the woods where you don't really have a putt.
Another hyzer flip from Alden. Look at this thing get over on turn.
And didn't quite turn fast enough. He's caught that tree line. Most likely not going to have a good look from there.
Oh, he pulled that. Does it still have enough to get through?
He's got himself a look. He fell into the opening there, so he'll have a more open look than Alden does for sure.
Turned it again, kind of similar to the mistake on the last hole. He still might have a little something at the basket from there.
Yeah, it looks like he snuck inside the green. Have a circle 1 look. Garrett going with that same color glow rock 3 he threw on the last hole.
Ooh, and look at this, nice and soft. Beautiful shot.
Oh yeah, and that's the place to be.
Been Corey's money distance this season.
Called it.
I'm not even surprised when he makes putts from this distance. I mean, he led the tour in circle 1X putting, 93%, circle 2 putting, 43%. The man has been dropping dimes all season long.
And all he needed was the back 9 to start for him to start dropping some birdies this round. Got 3 of them already. So yeah, Dustin did get in here for a pretty clean look, and he's able to capitalize for the birdie. Be 3 down for the round now. Starting to put something together after a double bogey and another bogey early on in the round. Tap in birdie for Garrett.
Hole number 14. It's a pretty straightforward hole. We got the righty hyzer off the tee, early gap, and then you have the lefty hyzer second shot.
Yeah, this leaning tree kind of gives it a little more.
A little bit more character.
Yeah, a little more pressure to hit the gap off of the tee.
Got a nice skip though. Oh, did it? Yeah, it was skipping. Okay.
Yeah, he did. That was a huge skip. I mean, given he threw it probably 70 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's further than anybody on my card got, I think.
Oh, it's inside.
And that's a good kick out to the right side of that.
Yeah.
He should be able to get up there to have a pitch up for par. If he would have stayed right behind it, it would have been pretty tough.
Yeah, from there, he'll be able to just, throw a regular shot. Easy putter up and down.
Yeah, Garrett.
Yep. Nice and simple. He also gets a even better skip than Corey.
And those probably got 350 to 400 feet up the fairway. They're going to have pretty short up shots to this basket.
Yeah, it's the fact that you have to keep your drive low and left the whole way that makes it tough. 604 feet's not that long, but the shape doesn't allow you to throw 450 off the tee.
Alden just getting past that tree, but he was throwing an understable disc there rather than overstable like Corey and Garrett were throwing, so he's not able to get that same flare. He'll be back in the more intended area for the upshot into this green.
Oh, look at this shot from Dustin.
Yeah, that's about the best he could do from there. He'll have that easy little putter pitch up you were talking about. And this will probably be a 350 to 380 foot turnover shot here.
Oh, is he?
I think he was going with the roller and just didn't quite get it turned enough.
Yeah, roller on that shot is not a bad play, especially if you're not wanting to go sidearm. It kind of dips downhill and then goes back up.
Yeah, standstill sidearm from Corey there puts him inside the circle.
Garrett floats a beautiful mid-range to 20 feet.
That same one.
No problem for Dustin.
This is one of the easier baskets to approach once you can see it. It's kind of down in this lull here. Pretty easy to stay close to it.
And Corey is battling back big time. He's got another birdie on the scorecard. Back nine treating him much better. Garrett also gets a nice birdie. And Garrett is still making a push to that lead card spot. He's tied for 6th right now.
Hole 15, 633 foot par 4. You want to either get through that gap the drone flew through, or if you've got a big righty hyzer, you can just hyzer right over top of it. And then you've got maybe 300 feet into a very fast downhill green.
Oh, and Corey's going for it. Okay, I guess that's one way to do it.
Made it right over top. He's got that 300 or shorter, actually, into the green.
It's a big hyzer. It's a really big hyzer. Garrett, full follow through on that one. What?
And he's...
That's so far.
Oh, man. That's not even the same hole.
We're both just a little disappointed in ourselves sitting here watching that. Oh, and Dustin is going with kind of a flippier shot. I love that line. And he got way up there as well.
Yeah, he went for that like stand-up flex shot over top of those trees, and it looks like Alden's looking up also.
And I wonder if they're all practicing this during the week, or are they just seeing this for the first time?
It's a pretty new course. I wouldn't be surprised if they see somebody else do it, and they're like, man, I can do that too.
It reminds me of the water tower hole at Ledgestone when people were first starting to play it. Some people were just laying up, some people were going for it. And then after a while, people were like, okay, I guess I can go for this hole. You know, I guess I can go for it.
Yeah, so we see 4 players negate the gap that I thought at least 2 would throw through. And he's caught the branch he wanted. Corey will be inside the circle there.
Dustin sawing off the forehand.
Yeah, and that is not a good tree to get out of. You don't have a putt from inside of there unless you get to the very front of it.
Beautiful up and down from Alden. That's going to be a 10-footer.
And we must have missed Garrett's shot coming in, but we saw his disc there whenever Corey was there, so it looks like he has a pretty good birdie putt.
He was really far out there.
Yeah. You could see the grass wasn't even cut down to the same, Nobody has been over there.
It seems like his distance is just getting better. And he's been playing the game for, 20 years, 20 plus years.
Yeah, nice. Turkey bounce back after that bogey on 12. Couple birdies, couple pars here on 15. That's about what you would expect to see. But with how easy it is to get over those trees, I guess maybe some more players are going to be getting birdies tomorrow.
Hole number 16 is tough. 404 feet, long downhill flex shot. If you have the sidearm, this is totally the play. Nonetheless, it is a tough sidearm to get right. Corey potentially pured this. Oh, and he gets a nasty backward skip, almost perfect.
Yeah, he should still be inside circle 2 there. This is pretty much an impossible basket to reach with a righty backhand. It looks like Garrett's going to try a righty backhand roller. And that's incredible placement where he landed that down at. I don't think he's quite going to get the turn that he wanted, but just to land that where you want to in such a tight spot shows how technical he is as well.
Speaking of which, I think Alden is going to try to get it with an air shot. He has to throw something so flippy.
Oh, he's just playing for the 3. Which is not a bad play.
Yeah.
If he doesn't throw the forehand, and it's so easy to get into this thick stuff on this hole where you can't get out.
Yeah, he was going to have to throw something so flippy to get that one to come back to the right. And we're seeing this interesting roller from Dustin, and it's actually standing up. Come on.
Oh, that is so good. He's up there right where Corey's disc landed at.
Wow. I was not expecting any right-handed rollers to get up there.
Yeah, that's an incredible shot. Such a flippy disc.
Go in. Nice one.
A good recovery shot from Garrett after his roller didn't quite work out. Alden put himself right where he was planning to. May try to give this a run, but probably just laying it up for the par. And now we've got 2 birdie putts.
Oh, that was for 4 in a row from Corey, and for a fantastic birdie on this hole that averaged a 3.25, one of the tougher holes in the course. And here's Dustin for an improbable roller birdie. That is sick.
Such a cool birdie.
He laid that down on such a steep cut angle, and it was so flippy that it stood up all the way and still curled. That is a veteran play right there.
I see what you did there.
Yes, I meant to do that on purpose.
Alden tapping in his 3, which, like we're saying, is not bad on this hole. Dustin just pulling off that incredible roller. Good save here from Garrett. And a bit of a disappointing par there for Corey.
The XT Nova, it taught me how to throw smooth, clean lines, but it also taught me how to build trust in my disc. I can put it on any line and it will hold it. I know when I throw it, it's gonna stick right there. I feel like it's very unique, and it kind of reminds me, like, nobody's ever the same. That's what I love about it. It stands out. And for me as a person, I like to stand out.
So from one tough par 3 to one very tough par 4, hole 17, 784-foot par 4, OB all down the right side, just treacherous wood line all down the left side. Once you get up to the basket, that OB does curl around from the right side all the way behind it to the left side. Got a straight play, you've got a hyzer off of the tee. Either way, stay in the middle. This is tracking towards that left side, and it has gone in those woods. Once you go in there that short, you pretty much have to pitch out, and it's going to be tough to get your par.
Corey going up the gut.
And I think that went straight enough. As long as it didn't get too big of a flare, he should be out in the open.
This was the hardest hole in the course. 4.72 average on the par 4. It's just a brutal fairway to maneuver from a placement standpoint. Your drive has to be in a very solid spot.
Yeah, it looked like Garrett landed in bounds there. I couldn't quite tell where at, though. He could be in a little bit of tree trouble.
Alden with a nice hyzer as long as that gets down. Perfect.
Yeah, and he's in a great spot. He'll be able to throw that flat hyzer shot now. Or flat 2 hyzer shot.
Great shot, dude.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Garrett in a really good spot.
And they were right. That was very good.
Oh, yeah, he made it around all that trouble on the left side and stayed away from the right side. He's inside the circle for a birdie look on the hardest hole on the course.
Okay, Alden also put a great move on this.
Oh, and he just catches a bit of branches on the right side, but he also has a birdie look. Looks like he's circle's edge, maybe just outside.
Oh, okay. Just threw one up to the moon and had it come drop down by the basket. Might be a little in on that left side.
Dustin, after having to pitch out, gonna try to get a look at par up here. Oh, and he gets a big flare and does find that OB that wraps around. It's just so close to this already hard hole to get to. Corey in the woodline doesn't have a look, but is able to get out for a par.
Oh boy, we've seen a lot of band hits this round.
Putters have been on the band. We'll see if Garrett can get his birdie here. Oh, what a sweet birdie.
Yeah, tough hole. Placement matters so much on this one. And like you said, the OB wraps around the basket. Dustin, unfortunately, going out of bounds in that shot.
Yeah, so only taking a bogey after going in the woods off the tee and finding out of bounds really isn't all that bad. He salvaged the hole pretty well. And Garrett with the birdie gonna keep the card at even for the hole, playing it almost a stroke better than the rest of the field. And that brings us into hole 18, 403 feet. You see the drone flying the big righty hyzer route. There's a very skinny, scary route over top of the water. Then you've also got the layup play. I don't know that anybody on this card will be laying up. But pretty tough finishing hole. If you don't land in bounds on the island, there is not a drop zone, so it's last placed in bounds.
And Garrett has thrown a power hyzer.
Yeah, I think it came out a little low.
And yeah, you're right about that. This has got to be one of those giant hyzers that they've been throwing all day. And that has a lot more height. That's got to keep coming. And that's also out of bounds.
Yeah, he may have made it around that second tree and gone long, or he could have not quite made it around and just fell down into that OB creek there.
It looks like Alden is also lining up the shot to go for the pin.
Yeah, you see the flag moving in the background with the headwind there. Oh no, he's looking off to the right side to just push. Yeah, all this tall grass is not OB. It may not be ideal, and you may have to look for a minute to find your disc. But if you push about 350 feet straight off of this tee, you've got a pretty open shot to the pin to just get your 3. It looks like Dustin is going to be playing that layup play as well. Which, after you see 2 of the bigger arms in the sport not quite make it to the green, pretty smart play.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of those holes that in round 4, decent amount of players are going to change their game plan.
Yeah, you see Alden, he wasn't even in that tall grass, so he's got that straight look I was talking about. Easy 3.
And Garrett taking his from the out of bounds as far back as was comfortable for him. Just giving him a little bit more height to see the basket.
Yeah, looks like Corey gonna do the same thing. And he catches a branch on the way by, but makes it over. He'll have a putt at it for his bogey.
And Dustin trying to play the safe game here. One last shot to do so. Oh, yeah.
And he does so well.
And that's got to feel good, executing the game plan on a hole that looks really, really tough from the tee pad.
Oh, so Corey, after that rough front, was bringing it back on the back 9, and he's going to end up with a double bogey to finish on 18. I believe to put him 2 over par. He had fought his way all the way back to even.
Great showing from Double G. He is tied for 7th place after that bogey on 18.
Playing smart takes the win here on hole 18. You've got 2 threes and 2 bogeys from the players that went for it.
Mill Ridge. And that is the first round we have played a National Tour event on this track. And definitely gave us some surprises.
Yeah, lots of birdies, lots of bogeys. Got players going all over the place. High, low, through the woods.
And Ricky has come back to catch Mason forward. He is up 1 stroke moving into the final round. Plenty of players within striking distance. We see Ben Calloway and Paul Macbeth sneak up onto our Gatekeeper Media chase card for the final round. Make sure to check in for that. Subscribe to Gatekeeper Media on YouTube. Again, I'm Brian Earhart. He is Nathan Queen, and we are signing off.
We'll see you guys out there.